morning, America. Today is October 19th, 1781, and we have a great show for you today. Our topic today is the revolution that has been going on since April 19th of 1775. You may be asking yourself, why did this whole thing start in the first place? There are many answers to this question, loyal viewer, for there was the Enlightenment that gave the people the... Oh, I've just been informed that the Battle of Yorktown has finally ended. Our field reporter, David Slatter, is on scene. David?
Yes, Amory, I'm here in Yorktown, Virginia, reporting that Lord Cornwallis just surrendered his army. I'm here with one of the soldiers who helped take over Yorktown. He carries a document addressed to Congress from George Washington. Could you please tell us about it?
Oh, yeah. Sure. This short letter was written by George Washington to Congress. It addresses the surrender of Lord Cornwallis to American troops. It states, a reduction of the British Army under the command of Lord Cornwallis is most happily effected. The war is effectively over.
So viewers, just a little background information on the Battle of Yorktown. It started on September 28th of 1781. A few men whom were here on this day, so I've been told, were Alexander Hamilton, a Frenchman tacticalist for American Army, Marquis de Lafayette, a spy for the American colonies, and Hercules, a Mulligan soldier. Can you please explain to the viewers what happened only hours ago?
Only hours ago?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, two different American troop fleets were a part of today's attack. There was one led by Lafayette and one by Hamilton. Lafayette's was waiting for Hamilton's. When they arrived, a Britishman was seen waving a white handkerchief, signifying the surrender of Britain.
Wow, thank you. All right, so that's all we have here. Back to you, Emery.
Thank you, David. Okay, before you get your hopes up, this does not mean that America has broken its ties with Britain. We still have a long way to do that politically. Now, before I was interrupted with that breaking news, the reason why the American Revolution started was the Enlightenment that opened many people's eyes to see the unfair taxation of British exports due to America's lack of representation, along with the embezzlement of America's wealth from Britain. This is because of the war between France and Britain that left the latter falling into bankruptcy. Since the war of the American Revolution is over, let's show some footage of the more important reports that we've had in the past. Here's a broadcasting on the scene of the Boston Tea Party.
Here last week on December 16th of 1773, a huge act of defiance toward the taxation of tea occurred. Samuel Adams, Josiah Quincy, John Hancock, along with many other American patriots, dumped crates and barrels of tea into the Boston Harbor. The Tea Act, brought on by the Sons of Liberty, which included men like Samuel Adams and Paul Revere, it was against the English Parliament to express them that we, America, deserve representation in the Parliament. Here we have George Robert 12 Hughes, a shoemaker, to explain to us what went down. George?
Well, yes, in about 3 hours from the time we went on board, we had thus broken and thrown overboard every tea chest to be found in the ship, while those in the other ships were disposing of the tea in the same way at the same time. We were surrounded by British armed ships, but no attempt was made to resist us. There were so many people here. I even saw Paul Revere almost throw himself in the harbor along with the tea chest. It was all a blur through It was all a blur through adrenaline. I could barely remember anything.
Wow, okay. Yeah. That about covers it. Thank you, George, and back to you, Emery.
That was a very memorable moment in our not too long ago history. Now, here's a very joyous and mesmerizing event, the writing of the Declaration of Independence.
Yes, Emery, this is an exclusive. Remember, you saw it here first, folks. Signing of the Declaration of Independence on today, July 4th, 1776. This historical document is being written and is now being signed by our founding fathers. John Hancock, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson are all here. Tom, you wrote the Declaration of Independence. What can you tell us about this momentous occasion?
I can tell you, well, you took the words right out of my mouth. This is a very momentous occasion indeed. Here we have the 56 delegates to the Continental Congress in one place signing something that may distinguish us as our own independent nation, not to mention something I wrote.
Okay, do you think that maybe you can read some of the Declaration to us?
Well, I think that it would take too long, so here's what I think summarizes, it perfectly represents what it's about. The second sentence reads, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness."
Forgive me, sir, but that sounds a lot like what John Hancock said during the Enlightenment, doesn't it?
See, what happened was smoke bomb.
Where'd he go? Well, that's all I got here. Back to you in the studio, Emery.
That always cracks me up. He plagiarized what John Locke said. Now, that was a good summarization of the American Revolution. I hope it goes as well as it has been so far. Well, I'm being told by my producers that that's all we have time for. Thank you, America. Have a good day. That's all for me, but here's Riley with how this will play out.
During this time, many people did not think that America would gain its freedom. Many people didn't even want to break ties with Mother Britain. However, with the help of the Founding Fathers, such as Alexander Hamilton, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson, America did gain its independence on July 4th of 1776. As the Revolution went on and carried, America needed a person of power, which birthed the idea of presidency. This is a very new idea, along with the adoption of Greece's idea of democracy. Somebody who ran the whole nation, whom stepped down and allowed another to be elected into office. This was first held by George Washington, then John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and so on and so forth. Also, due to the traumatic and stressful act of war and independence, the 13 colonies soon found unification. They truly became the budding America that developed and grew into the great nation that it is today. Thanks for watching.
That was a very memorable
Signing of the Declaration of Independence. You saw it here first, folks, on today, July 4th, 1776. This document has been written.
Now, here's what does that say?
Thanks, Emery.
I saw, dude.
Thanks, Emery.